So how long does it take to build a goat shelter and a fence for 2 goats? Apparently forever, especially when it's springtime and it has been raining for like the last couple weeks. So let me tell you what's going on. A couple weeks ago, you guys probably saw a video where we taste tested goat's milk, and we loved it, and we decided that we were going to go ahead and get goats. So we went out to the farm where we got the goat milk from, and we visited them, and we picked out a couple goats. They have a 2-year-old Nubian doe that is in milk. She had 2 babies on her, and then there was a separate Nubian baby who was born in January that is available as well. And I talked to the lady. I said, I'm really interested, but I have to build a goat shelter and a fence for them. I said, I'm happy to put down a deposit, but I realized that, these goats are going to be in pretty high demand, especially the milker. And, if she didn't want to, if she could hold them, that would be awesome, but I understood if she couldn't. And she is more than gracious and said that she would hold the goats. Well, that was about 2 weeks ago. So since then, what we've done is we started gathering pallets and disassembling them in the hopes to save some money on our goat shelter. But taking apart pallets takes quite a bit of time, and so that took up probably about a good week and a half of our time. Then we went and we got supplemental materials that we needed to build the goat shelter, ones that extra wood that we just didn't have, and we started putting it up. And I don't know if you can tell how wet it is, but it has been non-stop raining, spring rains, ever since we started this project. And I mean, not even just a little bit of rain, like torrential downpour. Now, a couple days ago, I ran into the lady we're gonna get goats from, and she has weaned the 2 babies off of her and sold the babies. She took the goat and put it up on the milk stand. She's been milking her for the last couple days and getting her ready for us. And the goat is ready. We are not. So we got to get moving on this goat shelter and this fence immediately. So let me show you where the fencing's going to go. Jeremy marked out a couple spots where we're going to put the corner posts. You can see one over there. There is another one right over there, which is kind of hard to see. And you can't really see it too well, but in between those trees is a white post right there. And then we're going to come back to the shed corner right where that little stub is right there. As you can tell, there is quite a bit of weeds in here. Now I cleared this all out, this area all in here out, last year in the hopes that we'd get goats. But I got to clear a line between these fence posts so that we can run the fencing and it won't get snagged up. So my job right now is to clear that area, and assuming that I can get that done, I'm going to start digging fence post holes. Well, that part is done. I, however, think that was the easy part. We're about to get into some really big weeds and brambles up here. Let me take you down the path and I'll show you what we have to mess with. So I somewhat cleared this. I'm not really quite sure if that's good enough or not. I have never, you guys gotta keep in mind, I've never built a fence before, and neither has Jeremy. I don't know the first thing about building pretty much anything. So Jeremy just told me to clear this, and that's what I'm doing, and I don't know if it's good enough. So now that we're down here at this marker, I have to clear from here. Oh God, I can't even see it. Somewhere up in there. So this is gonna be fun. But like I said, last year, this entire area over here was this, and the girls and I both cleared it out by hand, so I'm up for the challenge. All right, let's get started. I know some of you guys are going to ask, why in the world am I doing this by hand? And wouldn't it just be better to have somebody come in and do it for you? Well, we did look into that. We actually priced out an option of having a local fence guy come in. He builds livestock fence, to come in here and put in a fence. And he said he would have difficulty getting machinery back here because it's so dense with brambles and trees. And on top of that, to even build a fence of this size would cost us anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000. So we figure we can cut that price in half by doing it ourselves. Now, would it be better to rent a machine, say maybe a brush hog or something, to go through here and clear this all out? Yeah, again, you're talking expenses, and you're talking that you have to go in and rent the machine, haul it over here, unload it, and clear this area out, and it's going to cost several $100s to rent a brush hog, whereas my labor's free. Unfortunately, though, it just takes a lot longer and a lot more sweat equity in it. But yeah, I mean, if you have the money to go and rent something to reduce the amount of time spent on a project, that's fantastic. But for the most part, most people who are going down this homesteading lifestyle like us are on a very, very tight budget, so we got to try and cut corners where we can. And that just means doing a lot of things by hand, and that just means things take a lot longer. So I gotta get back to work and clearing this. So after spending the last 2 hours clearing this lovely path through the woods, Jeremy just came out and moved the post and said, we now need to clear through this. I am not a happy pig. Those of you who have kids know the reference. Well, apparently the stake is a little too close to the border, the boundary, property line, and he wanted to just be on the safe side, so he moved the stake over. So now I gotta start over. So here is the old path that is clear, and the stake was just moved to, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. Okay guys, it's about 12:30. I've been working on this project for about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 5 hours now. I just came out from having a little bit of lunch. I feel a little bit refreshed. So let me show you the progress that I made. Right here you can see our starting point, and over here is the path I originally cleared, and right here is the new path, which goes right up to the stake, which is right there. I got most of it cleared out. There is a log here that Jeremy's going to have to take out with the chainsaw, and another one up there that he's going to have to take out with the chainsaw. But for the most part, this path is clear. The one over here is clear, and the one running from that pole over there to there is pretty much clear. And now my next project is poisonous plants. I am almost 100% sure that this is a rhododendron. This is extremely dangerous to goats, so this has got to go. I have got to clear out any poisonous plants or anything that might harm the goats. Now unfortunately, I am really not well versed in plants or types of plants, so I really don't know if I'm going to be getting everything out that is toxic to goats. I do know that this one is, or I'm pretty sure that this one is. I'm going to right now take these out, and we're going to put them in the burn pile. I got all of it. I'm just going to have to be really careful that it doesn't send up shoots and start growing back, because obviously I'm not going to be able to dig out all the roots and the stumps, so just have to be vigilant on it about it. Okay, here's some wild holly that I found. I believe that this is also toxic to goats, so we're just going to pull this out and just keep on walking and see if there's anything else. Here's another one. We actually have a lot of poison oak and poison ivy on the property. While that is not fun for humans, it actually is not a problem for goats. They will eat it. The only thing is it can get on their coats, and then if you touch them, then you can get the poison ivy, but for the most part, they'll eat it. So that's not something to be concerned about. All right, now that we have our lines cleared, time to dig some fence post holes. I got my post hole digger here with me. This is gonna be fun. All right, here is our first pole, and we need to go down about 3.5 feet. All right, let's get started. So we're having some technical difficulties. Apparently this is a big pile of mud and the post hole digger is not working.
Can't lift soup. Doesn't work.
So that's not going to work. I think I'm just going to try a shovel and see if I can use that. It's always something. So I think we are at just about 2.5 feet, which Jeremy said is not ideal, but all things considering, this might be the best we can do. So I don't know if you can see this thing down here, but I had to move over. I started off here and had to move over here because there's like this massive root from the tree. Yeah. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much not fun is this? Probably about a 15. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more posts to dig today. I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. All right, so yesterday I got a couple of the fence posts dug. 1, 2, 3, actually 2.5 to be exact. Let's go take a look and I'll show you what I got done. Here is the first one. And that does not look good. Alright, let's go over here to the second one. That's filled with water too, but not as bad as the other one. Water. This one was my trouble one. You can see I started it 3 times. 1, 2, and then that is the third hole. And there is a big giant root at the bottom of that one that I hit at about 2 feet. Now, I can't go any closer to the tree because of roots. I can't go any further this way because that tree is going to be in the way. And I can't go any further that way because that tree is going to be in the way. So I'm not really sure what Jeremy's going to do with that because can't go really any deeper and I don't know how we're going to get that root out. I tried sawing through it, but it's a pretty big root. Well, it doesn't seem like much, but that's all the progress that I made on the fence posts, and likely we're going to have to dig 2 additional posts for each hole that I have to have bracings, corner bracings. Actually, I'm really not sure what the technical term is. Is it corner bracing? I don't know, some sort of like L-shaped thing where you have 1 pole in the middle and then 1 pole on either side. But I guess I'm gonna wait and talk to the boss and see what he wants to do. But honestly, I think that everybody needs to dig a fence post at least once in their life because you really get an appreciation of just how hard it is. That's about it for the goat fencing for now. We'll keep you guys posted as to what's going on. Hopefully we can get this thing up really, really soon because our goats are ready. So yeah, see you in the next video.
What was that?
I have an awesome owl collar.